Okay, y'all, welcome to
What are you doing?
I'm making a video.
Can't join?
Can I join? Kids. Say hi.
Hi.
And what is your name?
Legendary Reese.
Legendary Reese. Oh.
And this is Mommy.
Yeah, this is Mommy. So welcome to our new YouTube series.
And we're God.
And God, say, what can God do in 28 days?
When the city building.
Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and go right into this. What can God do in 28 days? We are 24 days left on what can God do. I know, baby. What can God do in 28 days? Okay, y'all. Let me tell y'all about my day today, y'all. Okay, so around the time, you can sit right here. Sit right there.
No, I don't sit right there.
Okay.
I just want to get up and see you.
Okay, that's cool. So what's so crazy, y'all? Let me get here and right into it. So what I seen that let me start. So basically, I had a court letter that I was supposed to respond to. I got my court letter on Friday. I got served with the eviction. Basically said that I needed to answer. Basically, I needed to answer to the eviction within 7 days, right? So then the couple of days later on Monday, I end up getting a letter from my apartment like, you got 30 days to move out. So in my head though, like, I'm thinking I don't really gotta sign the court date. No, Legendary, no, look. Mommy's making a video. You can't do all that, okay? Okay, but they can't hear me. So I need you to calm down or go back in the living room. Legendary, I'm serious. Sit down. Sit down. It's too late. Sit down. Sit. My bad, y'all. I just had to be a mama. Because, he just, So anyways. So basically, I end up getting a court paper on a Friday or whatever. And then the next Monday after that, the next Monday, I end up getting a court paper from the apartment people stating that basically I had to move out in 30 days. So I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking that I don't have to answer to the courts. But in my head, I was like, well, let me just answer just in case. So I honestly got the dates mixed up because I thought it said I can't answer, the last day would be the 9th. But the last day was really the 6th. So I'm like, oh my God. Like, I started panicking a little bit. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just handle it in the morning time. So I wake up, I handle it. The first people I called was the courts. And the courts tell me, let me tell y'all what the court said. So the courts basically said, well, since you didn't answer to the court, anything from the court, you have to answer automatically. So since you didn't answer it and you let it go past the due date, the bailiff, the sheriff can come at any time to pick all your stuff out. And I'm like, oh my God. So I started to get this kind of little urge or whatever in my little stomach, like, the sense of nervousness. So I was like, calm myself down. I'm like, okay, so what is the best steps for me to take right now? What should I do? And she was like, well, you need to get an attorney. And I'm like, okay, so how do I get how do I do that? And she was like, you can go to Cobb. You can go to legal aid in Cobb County, basically. So basically, they have a legal aid program where you are able to get legal assistance for free when you are in low income. You have to do like an application to see do you qualify, but you are able to get those to get that assistance from a lawyer. So I'm like, okay, well, I'ma just do that. And then I was like, when my apartment people open up their when the office opened, me and Legendary was going to walk up there, and we was actually going to go talk to the financial advisor at the property and stuff too, to see what they can do. Because what they stated was, if the case gets dismissed and then every charges was in, but my main concern, they could come at any time. But it was so crazy, and y'all, that in my head I'm thinking like, God ain't about to do me like this. Like, I just know him. Like, he's not about to he ain't about to embarrass me like that. He already told me he would not embarrass me. He already told me he would not shame me. He's just saying this. So after I got off the phone with them, I end up calling my mom. And my mom is like, man, she like, what? Like, my mom started panicking a little bit, you know, like, she just was real worried because, you know, I got her grandson, it's me, like, they could come at any time. She like, you need to just pack a bag just in case. And I'm just like, no, like, I didn't even want to pack a bag. I'm just like, I know God is not about to do this. Like, this don't even seem his cup of tea. Like, he's about to, I have faith in God too much. I follow his plans too much in order for him to do this to me. I'm like, nah, this ain't about to happen. This ain't about to happen. So I continue to be very calm. I'm like, okay, let's just get this figured out. So I end up calling the legal aid people, did the application there. They said somebody gonna call you back. I was like, okay, cool. I did my part there. Went to the rent office. The rent office basically said that the person that I needed to talk to, she wasn't in, so I needed to talk to her tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we proceeded to walk to the store because I really needed some tissue. We ran out of tissue today, so we had to walk to the store to get some tissue or whatever. So I get back home. Oh, before I left too, and I should have said this before, but before we actually left the house to like go to the office and walk to the store, you know, I prayed over myself real hard. I anointed my head, my throat, anointed my son's head, his throat, you know, and I prayed really, really hard. Now, I've been praying hard like this for the past week or 2 or 3, but I just prayed over my life. I blessed everybody that was in the office, anybody that come over my document. You know, I blessed them because I'm like, God, your hands is on this, but I know that you're not about to do this to me. This is what I'm saying in my head. Like, I just know. I just got faith in you. Like, I don't feel like you're about to do this. Like, that don't even make sense, especially everything you was telling me to do. That just don't, and God is a God that don't make sense, okay? It makes sense at the end. He know it makes sense because he got the plan, but to us, when he just give us step by step, it don't be making sense sometimes. So I'm like, okay, God, I trust you. This is what I'm saying to him. Like, I trust you. Said a real powerful prayer. Prayed over me and my son's life. I protected us. I went about my day. Went to the store. Actually, what's so crazy, God blessed me with a ride to the store. And what's so crazy, that the person that I end up getting a ride from, her son was in the hospital sick. I spoke life over her. I'm like, you know, God is a God of miracles. Don't ever, you know, God does this for a reason. God got your back. Like, I just start speaking life for her. I'm jolly. I'm happy. You feel what I'm saying? Because one thing I know, my God ain't gonna do me wrong. Like, I don't care what the court paper said. I don't care about none of that. Right? So I get home. I feel like the little urge of like being down. And I'm like, no, this ain't about to happen. So I'm like, no. Like, I just kept saying, no, God got my back. Like, this ain't, I know he don't work like this. But, you know, we're human. We're going to get that sense, not right now. We're going to get that sense of nervousness. We're going to get that sense of being really nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to get that sense of being nervous because we don't really know what God about to do. You know, maybe what sorry, y'all, my phone went dead. So, I was basically just saying, like, what if it is in God's will? You know what I'm saying? But at that moment, at that time, I really did not feel like God was about to do me like that. Like, I just did not feel that. So, I'm like, okay, y'all. All right? So, I end up getting home, and I'm about to get in the shower. And I check my phone. I actually get an email. And I get an email from the courts saying that my answer has been accepted. So I didn't say that before, but I went ahead and still filed for an answer because I'm just like, I work with a big guy. I work with a guy that work with computers. So, you know what I'm saying? He control all these down here. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to still answer. So I went ahead and I still answered. And my answer got accepted. And not only did it get accepted, it got accepted with a court date attached to it. So I'm like jumping up and down. I'm thinking, God, like, oh my God, I knew you would not do me like this. Like, and remind you, y'all, it was Thursday. I was supposed to answer last Thursday. I answered Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I answered miracles. I just told that lady that, right? So then after that, I'm getting in a shower. I'm thinking, God, not even 2 minutes, I'm in a shower. My phone rang. So my phone rang, and it's actually the lawyer from the legal aid. I had to wait till he called back or whatever for me to actually talk to him, because I did my application now. I had to talk to him. So he's talking to me, answering me questions, and I was like, well, I actually just got an answer back from the court, and they said that I have my court date on December 8th. And he said, on December 8th? He was like, December 8th? And I was like, yeah. He said, so they let you answer? And I was like, yeah. And he was so confused because it's illegal. He said, I don't even know how they let you answer. You're past your 7 days. Like, that's law. You can't answer past the date that they gave you. So they let you answer? And I'm like, yeah. He said, well, did you do it through your electronic? I'm like, yeah. Then he was like, well, maybe they gonna boot that out because you answered past the 7 days. But then he was like, but no, because you got a court date, you said? And I was like, yeah. So he's like, okay, just send me over everything, because he's looking at my case, but he don't see it on his side. He just said, he was just telling me, I see that they served you the letter on this date, and then on this date, you were supposed to answer, but you didn't answer. You don't have a writs on your, account, which means a writs means that they can come and put you out. He was like, I don't see one that's pending or anything. So, but you telling me you got a court date? And I'm like, yes. So he had me forward everything to him. He said he was basically gonna look at it, but he was real confused. But I was on the phone, like, that was just God. That was just God. I answered to it off of faith and belief that I was gonna be able to answer to it. I just have faith. I'm like, man, let me just go ahead and still answer. I don't know what's really about to happen, but I just know God ain't about to leave me stinking. For one, God ain't about to leave me like that. So I end up going ahead and answer, y'all. And I got the court date. And I got the court date for December 8th, even though I got to be out of here November 3rd. So that gives me enough time, to get whatever I need to get done. So December 8th, y'all. I am so happy I got that court date or whatever that is. Even though I already be gone. But God is just amazing. He's just amazing, because he really showed you that he is still a God of a miracle worker. Even the lawyer was confused. And y'all, this is not the first time that it happened to me. And just, I told you, I had always been in a cycle of always being late on rent. You know what I said? I just never understood it. I was a hustler. I was in the street selling lemonade. You feel me? Selling lemonade, selling alcohol drinks. Like, I was out there hustling, but I always still got behind on bills. And I just honestly feel like that was me not following God's purpose and me not tithing. So I feel like that was just a mixture of those two. That was something that God called me to do, and I didn't really do it. So, okay, because my phone is on low storage, so I got to make this quick. So I'm going to give y'all a little testimony. Because before then, honey, when I got the eviction of another eviction, this is a whole different totally one. I know they like, girl, you need to, I don't know, you still getting evictions? Say nah, no, but for real. So when a whole nother eviction, okay, and the court let me answer to an old case that I had, which was another eviction before that. Don't judge me. And they let me answer to an old case. So I end up going to court. And y'all, when I tell you everything was messed up in the system, I mean, it just seemed like nothing. They were so confused. Like, okay, you got a current eviction case, but they let you answer to an old eviction case that got closed. But right here, it says that you were supposed to get put out on the 7th of this month. But it's June. It's June 27th or something. I was supposed to get put out June 7th. I had a writs on my account, which means that the sheriff can come and kick me out at any time. Because in their system, it looked like I did not answer to my last eviction. But I did answer, but it let me answer to an old case that it was a lot, y'all. Like, even the judge was confused, the lawyer was confused. I'm just like, that's God. That was all God. And then it was crazy. They ended up paying my rent for 3 months after that. Like, it was just back to back blessings. Like, back to back blessings. And I feel like God holding me for so long, because you feel me, he knew I was going after a purpose, but at the end of the day, I wasn't fully listening to God. And now that I'm really working in my purpose, oh, he about to show out. He about to take me to a whole nother level. You got to understand, even if you keep making the same mistakes over and over again, God is a God of restoration, okay? He restores everything around you. He restores everything that you have been through. He will never leave you stinking, especially when you are a person of faith and you believe in God. And me, I always believed in God. Always. And I always will stand on his word. I always will be there. And I'm just like, God, I need this right now. So God always came through for me. And I told y'all in my last video, it was a time I helped somebody with their rent when I was getting evicted. This is another reason why I feel like God will always provide. But the cycle is coming to the end. The cycle is coming to the end. I am about to be able to help millions and millions of people pay their rent. I'm going to be able to help people pay their rent up for a year. I'm going to be able to help people about to get evicted, but be able to pick them in a new apartment. I'm going to be the one that's going to be able to help people. I have a purpose here on this earth, and I will fulfill it. Okay? But even after that, y'all, I felt real dreaded. I feel like I was real drained. Even after the hype and me getting that blessing, God said, you under attack. Pray. I had to pray myself out of that. For the rest of the day, for real, I started reading the Bible because it was dirty. You put it on the floor. At the end of the day, I had to get in tune with God. And I'm like, God, I need you. Every second of the day, I need you through this journey. Because this is it. And I ain't post nothing on social media. And for the next, I'm promising y'all right there, I'm not doing that for the rest of the this challenge. I'm not doing that. For the rest of what can God do for the 28 days? Nah. I ain't about to do that no more. That ain't it. Because that's just the enemy trying to keep me from what God got for me. And I ain't with it. And I ain't really with all that. So at the end of the day, this shows right here, I'm going to be putting up pictures and everything, y'all know, with the letter, with them giving me the court date. God still is a God of miracle workers. A miracle worker. He will bless you in so many ways, but you got to trust him. You got to trust the things that he is able to do for you. Don't sleep on God. Don't sleep on God. What man can't do, God can. We work with a God with computers. Listen to him. Oh, he just says, listen to him. And it's crazy because he was telling me to hit up a realtor. I didn't inbox her back because I'm like, God, I don't qualify for that. He said, I'm the co-signer. What are you talking about? I co-sign for you. And that realtor been on my mind lately. I'm a co-signer. Tell her what it is. Tell her the truth. You ain't got to lie your way to get into this one. Tell her the truth. Tell her who you is. Because guess who with you? Me. I'm the co-signer. You're going to get everything that you need. So you got to understand the power of God is coming. The power of God is about to come over your life. But you got to believe it. You got to believe that you're able to do the things that you are able to do. The only reason that you're stuck in the past, right? The only reason that you are stuck where you're at right now because you're stuck in your past. You're the same person. You ain't even trying to change your mindset to create a new future for yourself or for your life or for your kids or for your family. You are chosen. Get it together. Change your mindset. Because at the end of the day, God would not forsake you. God would not embarrass you. He would never embarrass you. He would never make you look bad, because if he make you look bad, he make himself look bad. And God ain't with all that. We are in the business of, we work with the kingdom. We are in the family business of God, okay? We are in a family business. If I look bad, he look bad. And God ain't with that. He ain't never been with that. Point blank and period. Period. So what can God do in 28 days? He gonna be able to do amazing things. He about to shut this world down with my story. He about to shake some rooms. He about to turn some non-believers unto believers. Believe in God and believe what he got for you. He loves you. Keep going. Keep pushing. And never give up on your dream, because he is here to bring you. He has plans to prosper you and not to destroy you. Everything works together for your good when you are following God and when you have a vision and you have a purpose. When you doing things for God, every time you gonna win. Every time. Forget who don't believe you. You with God. Forget who ain't standing with you. You with God. Period. Okay, but let me hang up before my time go out. But I love y'all so much. Keep going, keep pushing, and making sure that you stay focused with God. Make sure that you concentrate on who got you here in the first place and who's about to take you to the next level. We are in October, overflow October, open doors in October, opportunities in October. Claim it, because God is about to show you something new. But are you ready? God is a blesser, but you are the releaser. You are responsible for your blessing. You can release those blessings at any time because the gift and the blessings got your name on it. But God only released those blessings and those gifts to a certain type of mindset. If you ain't got that mindset and you still the same woman that you was 5-10 years ago, you ain't getting a blessing that got higher calling onto you. Because if he give it to you, you gonna mess it up. Point blank and period. Don't get mad at me, sis. Discuss that with God. You know what I'm saying? You know that I'm just a messenger. Okay? I'm just saying what he told me. Okay? So, I love y'all so much. I love God. I love you, God. Thank you for everything. Thank you for this.
As you can see, these are literally the court papers stating that I will be able to have court on this day.
So, we have to walk to the store
I love
today
me and my son. We're out and we're just walking. It's a blessing sometimes just to be able to be a mother and to show him that you're supposed to have strength at all times. Do not give up on what God is telling you to do. You fight through it no matter what nobody else say around you. You continue to fight for the vision that God gave you. And I will always teach my son that.
Okay, so we're on our way back home. And we got a ride. It's too hot. We actually got a ride to the store. So that was definitely a blessing to get a ride to the store. Now we're back on our way home. Let's get this.